Good morning, children. In the previous class, we learned about the cell and its parts. In this class, we are going to learn about the structure and functions of the different parts of the cell. What do we call the different parts of the cell? Means organelles, and a typical cell consists of the different parts like this: cell wall, cell membrane, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi body, ribosomes, plastids and vacuoles. Children, please note down these parts which are present in the typical cell. 2 minutes time will be given. Please take a note of it. Different parts of the cell. All these cell parts, whatever we are observing on the screen, they are not present in all types of cells. In all types of cells, these are not present. For example, if you take plant cell, animal cell. So, if we recall the important parts which are present in plants, why these plants are green in color and animals are not, means these plants are green in color because they contain the important cell organelle called plastids. Cell organelles, plastids. What does it mean? Plastids are exclusively present in plant cell, but they are not present in the animal cell. So today we are going to learn about the different parts which I have mentioned here, and we are going to discuss every cell organelle and its functions. Try to draw the diagram of animal cell. So at the center we observe important cell organelle and we observe here mitochondria, then rough endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, cytoplasm, all this. So this is called animal cell. If we observe the plant cell, with all these parts we can observe an extra layer whichever is present outside, that we call as a cell wall. So now whatever this structure I am doing is a cell membrane. Above the cell membrane we can see that cell wall. What is the structure? Cell wall. And here we can observe large size nucleus and vacuoles. Vacuoles are also present here. Nucleus, and we observe plastids. Plastids we can see which are exclusively present in this animal plant cell. So now vacuole larger in size, and we can see here endoplasmic reticulum. Golgi apparatus also we can observe. Golgi apparatus we can see. Like this. So now what are all these parts performing? So now we will learn about the first differences between the parts which are present in animal cell and the plant cell. Shall I read? Plant cell, animal cell. It is very important for your exam. You will get this question for 4 marks in exams. So write the differences between plant cell and animal cell. So as you know that plants and animals, in what way they are different, means which cell organelle is present in plant cell exclusively, means that is said to be plastids. Plastids are present. There are, in animal cell there are no plastids. No plastids in an animal cell. Then another important character, how it is going to be differentiated from plant cell, animal cell, cell wall. Okay. So now in plant cells there is another extra layer outside the cell membrane, that is cell wall. Cell wall is present. Whereas in animal cells, no cell wall, but cell membrane is present in both sides. Cell membrane present. Cell membrane is present. Coming to the next point here, vacuoles. So if we observe the diagrams of plant cell and animal cell which we have observed, vacuoles are larger in size. Vacuoles are larger in size. In plant cells, these vacuoles are larger, means they are present in bigger size. Whereas in animal cells, vacuoles are smaller in size. But these vacuoles are seen in primitive organisms like amoeba, paramecium, or any other unicellular organisms. And higher animals, if we see these small vacuoles, they are not seen. Vacuoles are not seen. Then another important point, if we observe, centrioles. Centrioles are absent, whereas in animal cell they are present. Centrioles are present. Now listen. So the centrioles, what are the functions of the centrioles? Means the centrioles are going to help in the cell division process. Means as that organisms are going to increase its size, that is because of a cell division process. So cell division is going to be happening because of this centrioles. Cell division means the cell is dividing into two parts, that is because of centrioles. Okay. So please note down. Fill it up. So till now we have learned about the differences between the plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell and animal cell differences we have discussed, and we learned the diagrams, and you may get questions like what are the parts exclusively present in plant cell. So the plant cells consist of a cell wall and plastids exclusively. Remaining other parts are also present in them. Whereas in animal cell, this cell wall and the plastids are absent. Okay, okay students. So now we learn about the each and every cell organelle in detail with the diagrams, structure, and what for they are present in the cell. Now we will discuss about the each and every cell organelle and its function. Structure and functions we are going to discuss. So now in the 8th class you have learned about the some activities. So how they are going to make you to understand the different parts. So that onion peel activity, children, do you remember? I think you remember it. So now we have taken onion and just we have removed the outer peel, and if we just cut it and a transparent layer we can observe, so that is called cell membrane. Suppose if we take any leaf and if we tear it in one stroke, we are going to observe the layer, so that is cell wall. So now we are going to discuss about the cell wall and cell membrane. So you learned already cell wall is present in the plant cells but not in animal cells. Cell membrane is present in both sides. So cell wall is the outermost covering in plant cells, and the cell wall is going to protect the plant cell, and it is going to allow certain materials to pass through, and the cell membrane is a flexible in nature, flexible membrane, and it is going to allow the materials that like water or any other important nutrients or materials are going to be entering inside the cell or exit out of the cell. So that is going to happen through the cell membrane. So cell membrane functions, if we see, cell membrane is made up of lipids. It is made up of lipids. And proteins. Cell membrane is the outermost covering of the cell, and it is made up of lipids and proteins, and it is flexible in nature, and it is also called as a plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Which cell organelle is called as a plasma membrane? You know that it is cell membrane. So cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane. Why? Because it is flexible in nature, and what is its function means it is going to help in maintaining the environment of the cell, in and outside. So from one cell and other cell. Suppose if we observe the different cells which are present, so all these cells are not having the same type of environment. So that each and every cell is differentiated from one cell with another cell. That is because of plasma membrane. Okay? Is it clear? So the cell membrane, as I said just now, it is flexible and it is going to protect. So it helps in protection. Apart from that, it allows certain materials. To pass through. Means which are needed for the cell, they are going to be entering, and which are not needed, they are going to be exiting. So it is, cell membrane is also called as a selectively permeable membrane. Selectively permeable membrane. So the entry and exit of materials, how it is going to happen because of cell membrane, you are going to learn in the next lesson, that is plasma membrane. So you please remember here, cell membrane is the outermost covering, and it is flexible in nature, and it is made up of lipids and proteins, and it helps in protection and allows certain materials, and it is also called as selectively permeable membrane. So now cell wall, if we see, cell wall is present in the plant cells, and it is also helping in protecting the cell, and it makes the plant cell, or gives plants rigidity. It is present in plant cells, only plants we observe, and it is going to give rigidity, strength. The weight of the plant is going to be borne, that is only because of a cell wall, and it is made up of cellulose, hemicellulose, leptin and pectin, suberin, etc. Is it clear? Now we will discuss about the another important cell organelle, that is nucleus. Nucleus is very important cell organelle whichever is present in both plant cell and animal cell, and you have studied in 8th class. If nucleus is present, the cells are called as, depending upon the presence or absence of nucleus, they are called as eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells and prokaryotic cells. If nucleus is present in cells, then those cells are called as eukaryotic cells. For example, nerve cell or blood cell, and you have learned in RBC no nucleus. So then that will come under prokaryotic for certain period. Okay. So then we have different types of cells. Liver cell is there, or any other plant cell is there. Amoeba is there. Paramecium is there. They contain nucleus. We completed cell wall and cell membrane. Now we learn about the nucleus, another important cell organelle. Robert Brown for the first time in 1831 studied about the nucleus, and now let us learn the structure of the nucleus. Nucleus is a membrane bound circular structure. The membrane whichever is covering the nucleus is called nuclear membrane, and it contains the genetic information, so that we call it as chromatin. So that entire content whichever is present inside that nuclear membrane is called as nucleoplasm, and there is a dark staining body inside that nuclear membrane which we call it as nucleolus. There are gaps in between, so those gaps we call them as nuclear pore. So they pass some information from one cell to another cell like. Then if we study about the functions, so what functions are going to be carried out by the nucleus? Nucleus is going to carry the different functions, and it is present at the center of the cell. It helps in control and coordinate all functions of the cell. Means all the cell organelles whichever are present inside the cell are controlled by the nucleus. Control and coordinate the cellular activities of the cell, and as it contains the genetic material, it helps in cell division. It helps in cell division. So these are the functions of the nucleus. So depending upon the presence or absence of nucleus, the cells are of two types. Two types of cells are there. Presence or absence of nucleus, they are of two types. One is said to be eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells. So what does it mean, eukaryotic cell? The cell which contains the nucleus, or if the nucleus is present in the cell, then that cell is called as eukaryotic cell, and the organisms are called as eukaryotes. Sometimes examples for eukaryotic organisms are said to be amoeba, or paramecium, or nucleus, or a nerve cell, or a plant cell, or animal cell. They contain nucleus, so they come under eukaryotic cells, and the organisms are said to be eukaryotic organisms. And now, so in some organisms there is no nucleus. So such cells where they do not have nucleus are called as a prokaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells. What does it mean, prokaryotic cells? They do not have nucleus. The cells, if they do not have nucleus, then they are called as prokaryotic cells. Example, bacteria. Which bacteria? You can take cyanobacteria or lactobacillus bacteria. They do not have nucleus, so they are called as prokaryotic cells. Next, coming to the differences between prokaryotic cells or prokaryotic organisms and eukaryotic organisms. Nucleus was studied by Robert Brown. Have you noted? In 1831. Differences: prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic So now what does it mean? Prokaryotic means you have just now learned that, or you understood that no nucleus. Cell without nucleus means prokaryotic cells do not have nucleus. In eukaryotic cells, nucleus is present. Nucleus is present. Coming to the next point, in prokaryotic cells, few cell organelles are present. Few cell organelles are present. Very few, like plant cell, animal cell, which you learnt earlier. We observe mitochondria, chloroplast, then Golgi body, nuclear envelope, nucleoplasm. All these we are going to observe. But in prokaryotic cells, few cell organelles, like we may see cytoplasm, cell wall or cell membrane, like that will be present. Whereas in eukaryotic cells, all cell organelles are present. Cell organelles present. Then, in prokaryotic cells, just genetic material, that is maybe DNA, it is present in cytoplasm. In prokaryotic cells, genetic material is present in the cytoplasm. For example, if you observe a bacterium cell like this, and we see the genetic material like this, and it is said to be cytoplasm. So it is called genetic material. So DNA is present inside the cytoplasm in prokaryotic cells. Whereas in eukaryotic cells, genetic material is present inside the membrane bound nucleus. Membrane bound nucleus. Have you followed, children? So that's why in eukaryotic cells, nucleus is present, membrane bound nucleus is there, no? So that's why that genetic material is present inside that nucleus. So examples can you write? You can write here bacteria, and you can write here plants, plant cells, animal cells. Today's class this much. Have you noted points?
Dana?
Read the lesson thoroughly till now, whatever I covered, and follow the lesson. If you have any doubt, you can ask me tomorrow. And I would like to give some questions. Please answer. Write down in your class box. Assignment. First question. Write the cell organelles present in plant cell and animal cell. Second question. Write the cell organelles which are present exclusively in plant cell. What are the functions of cell membrane
letters కనపడవు.
and cell wall?
16.
Write the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Okay, thank you.